Reptiles. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. So we're going to take a look at a clutch of 50% Het Monsoons that we just hatched out. Some really visual animals in the clutch. Also going to take a look at some of the animals that we hatched out last year. They're doing really well and growing quite a bit. Just want to show you guys some of the markers that I'm seeing. Again, I want to make a disclaimer here, make it very clear. I'm not saying that these are 100% markers for this project. Not at all. All I'm saying is that these are different looking animals that should not be hatching out of these clutches, and the only variable to them is the Het Monsoon. Anyways, let's dive into this. Let's take a look at some of these animals. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and yeah, let's get right to this. Alright guys, so we're going to start off with the first baby out of the clutch number 4. Now we bred a Mojave 100% Het Monsoon to a Pastel Special. She was Pos Het. We did not prove her out, but we did get some really unique looking babies. Now this is what I believe to be a pastel crystal. Now normally I try to avoid making white snakes, but some of this crystal stuff, it's got such a soft kind of look to it. It's actually really nice. I was not expecting crystals to be this nice. I've made a phantom version of this before. It had a lot more contrast than what the Mojave version does. But, you know, gorgeous animal. No idea if I can pick out whether that's Het Monsoon or not. Not that I'm saying I can necessarily pick out Het Monsoons, but I want to show you some of the variation that comes in a clutch with a 100% Het male. So here's the Pastel Crystal. Crystal is the Mojave Special combination. Both members of the blue-eyed leucistic family. So you get, you know, the special allows you to unlock a little bit more pattern like that. But this is an act like super. So when you breed this animal, you'll get specials or you'll get Mojaves. You won't be able to repeat this. But absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous animal. Now this one is a little special. So this is the single gene of the special. Special is actually a really cool gene. I do like it a lot. I don't work with a ton of it, but maybe that's going to change in the near future. It has a lot of gold highlights. Just a really, you know, really pretty animal. You know, you get these nice white outlines in the flames, almost like there's yellow belly in there, where you get the blushing in those flames. But no yellow belly in this animal. Just a single gene special. Again, can I say this is Het Monsoon? I don't know, to be totally honest with you guys. Now I'm going to show you some of the Pos Het Monsoons that we made last year. Again, all of these come from a 100% Het Monsoon male. And it definitely does throw some different looking animals. I have not produced a visual monsoon, so I cannot say for sure that these signs or these markers, quote unquote, are indicators of Het Monsoon, but it would certainly appear that way. So here we have a little special, really nice little animal, absolutely gorgeous. Little special male, 50% Het Monsoon. And here we move on to stuff that's maybe a little bit more obvious. This is another special, 50% Het Monsoon, but has a totally different look to it. You see that head, like crazy head stamp. It's got a lot of just an unusual pattern. A lot of the dotting that's going on in this animal. It's just a very, like, I don't know if there's a specific marker or a specific thing to look for. And again, I'm not saying that this is Het Monsoon. I'm just saying it's you know, it's likely given the pairing. But I think it's just an overall look that the hets tend to throw. And I mean, there's lots of recessive genes that you know, the hets show slight markers. You know, puzzle's one of them. You can definitely see some animals that are het puzzle. Pied is another. You can definitely see some that are het pied. Even some desert ghost animals are very clean hets. Now this doesn't hold true across the board, obviously, but for some of them it does, and you can use that to your advantage in picking out animals that you think might carry the gene. So here's a special 50% Het Monsoon. Now here we move on to a Pastel 50% Het Monsoon. Unfortunately, only female in the clutch. Oh, a little feisty. Yep, there you go. But obviously what we're looking at here is not a typical look for a pastel. I mean, I've hatched lots and lots of pastels. Great gene, actually does some really nice stuff you know, has really nice yellows. Mixed with the right stuff can be a fantastic addition. But generally they don't have, again, it comes back to all the dotting on the animal. As you can see, there's a ton of dotting. I know if I stick my hand in there, she's not that happy with me right now. But gorgeous little animal. I'm going to say that this is likely going to prove Het Monsoon. I obviously can't guarantee that, but it's you know, it's a higher percentage chance, I think, than 50%. A little tail wag. This is a pastel 50% Het Monsoon. So here's an animal that we produced last year. This is an Orange Dream Yellow Belly 50% Het Monsoon. This one, what I is something that I would say does not have. And again, guys, I'm not saying that they're necessarily markers or are 100% going to prove out. I just know that when I'm breeding a Het Monsoon male to animals that I would typically be able to pick out the combos, I'm getting some different looking animals than I expected. So this looks much more like a typical Orange Dream Yellow Belly. It's not too aberrant or too different of a pattern. Pretty standard looking Orange Dream Yellow Belly. However, obviously it's 50% Het Monsoon, and I figured it was worth the chance to hold this back and see if we can't get into some potentially some Super Orange Dream Monsoon combos if this were to prove out. I think that'd be a really cool direction to go. Obviously not all that happy with me right now, but she'll chill out. But again, one of the things that I looked for. So one of the things that I looked for in this animal was, again, a lot of that dotting that carried over from other combos that I was hatching out in the Monsoon stuff. And you can see all that the random dots that sort of appear on the animal. That didn't seem all that normal, although it's not necessarily an indicator that it's going to be a het. I just thought it was worth holding back a female like this. And here we move into a Mojave Yellow Belly, 50% het. Again, some really unusual patterning for an animal like this. One of the things I didn't really notice on most Mojave Yellow Bellies was sort of all this white coming up the sides. There's sort of like this popcorn type of sides on it. Almost sort of like it's a lace combo. But there's no lace in this pairing. This is just Mojave Yellow Belly, 50% Het Monsoon. Just thought I would show you guys how they looked as they sort of aged a little bit. I think they're looking pretty awesome. So again, it has a bit of a busier pattern than I sort of expect with the Mojave Yellow Belly. Some of this sort of very odd patterning on the snake. Again, it's not necessarily means that it's going to prove out, but it was just one of those things that I was looking for in pos hets to, you know, give you any kind of indication that it might. So that's the Mojave Yellow Belly, 50% Het Monsoon. So here we move on to the Orange Dream Mojave Yellow Belly. And one of the things that I did notice about this animal was it had the sort of a dot on the top of the head there. Not something that's, again, doesn't mean it's going to prove out. No. But it's not something you typically see in that combo. So it was just one of those things that I figured, you know, it's worth the chance. Again, a bit more of a busy pattern than I was expecting. More of this strange patterning along the back. Just a different look, and again had that kind of popcorn effect along the side. Not sure. Yeah, I mean, just a cool, different looking animal. And we'll obviously try and prove these out. And I will keep you guys updated as to which one of these does prove out, which one doesn't. But either way, it's a neat project with I think a pretty big future. You know, there's lots of stuff that can be done. It's definitely a strong pattern mutation, but I mean, some of the color stuff that we can put into that's going to be really cool. So that's an Orange Dream Mojave Yellow Belly, 50% Het Monsoon. And the last one is just a Yellow Belly, 50% het. But again, I have hatched lots and lots of Yellow Bellies, and they normally don't look like this. Very extreme sides, very just different looking. It's just has an overall different look for a Yellow Belly. Again, Does it mean it's Het Monsoon? Absolutely not. Unless it's come from 100% het, or sorry, 100%, unless it's come from a visual, it does not mean it's Het Monsoon. However, you're getting some of this, you can see some of this like grainy kind of patterning along the neck. Just again, a very, very different looking pattern. I just figured I'd show you guys updates on this, keep you guys up to date with what's going on. I mean, I know there's some guys making some really cool monsoon stuff, but we did not, we're not going to make any visuals this year. Our 100% het female decided to take the year off, which is no big deal. They always go the following, so no huge deal there. Look at those sides. I mean, just not typical of a standard yellow. See how much they chain together like that? Again, I can't say that's an indicator for Het Monsoon, but I can say it's a very, very different looking yellow belly from what I'm typically used to hatching. And the only variable in that clutch would be the Het Monsoon. So, anyway guys, that's the yellow belly 50% Het Monsoon. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said before, I'm not saying that this is a 100% way to ID these. They're just to pick out the Het Monsoon. They're just different enough that they were worth the shot for me to hold these animals back. Hopefully this year we start to see some really cool monsoon combos coming from a bunch of different guys. There's some guys that are about to make some really, really cool monsoon animals. I think it's a cool project. Again, I think we need to go a lot of color into that platform. But anyways, I hope you liked the video. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Do your thing. We will see you guys soon. The videos are going to start rolling out much more frequently. We have a lot more babies hatching out almost on a weekly basis now. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys soon.